What up, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report for Thursday, April 30th, 2015, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, or on Twitter at The Enter Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Former New York Times journalist Judith Miller walked into the Lion's Den on Wednesdays when she appeared on The Daily Show and went head-to-head with Jon Stewart over her reporting during the lead-up to the Iraqi war. Miller's reporting of Saddam Hussein's weapons of mass destruction, both before and after the 2003 invasion, sparked intense controversy when it was discovered to be based on faulty information, especially from the now discredited source Ahmed Chalabi, and Stewart was quick to point the finger of blame for the conflict at the disgraced journalist. He added, "I believe that you helped the administration take us to the more devastating mistake in foreign policy that we've made in 100 years. Stewart told her, "But you seem lovely." Miller, referring to her new book, The Story a Reporter's Journal, released this month, said, "That's why I wrote the book. I hope that people like you would read it and determine if it was really, really hard to do this kind of reporting." She also added, "I wasn't alone. I had lots and lots of company. The intelligence sources we were talking to had never been wrong before." Rather than coming from Dick Cheney or George W. Bush, she added that the information came from the men and women who had steered me right on Al-Qaeda and 9/11, who had told me that the former Soviet Union had a huge cache of biological weapons that they have never acknowledged, and they were right. She also continued, "I went back to them and asked, what happened? How did you get it wrong? How did I get it wrong? That's why I tried to do in this book." The late-night host and political satirist wasn't accepting her explanation quietly, however. Stewart said, "There was a momentum that took us to the war in Iraq. While Miller thinks it was 9/11, he believes there was, quote, a discerned effort to take us to war in Iraq. You had to shift with energy the focus of America from Afghanistan and Al-Qaeda to Iraq. That took effort." When asked if she agreed, Miller replied, "It took persuading, and they persuaded a lot of Democrats. Hillary Clinton, John Kerry, the intelligence was what it was." Stewart responded harshly, "The intelligence was not what it was, and not everyone got it wrong." He continued, "Somebody pointed the light at Iraq, and that somebody was the White House and the Defense Department and Donald Rumsfeld," citing that the former Secretary of Defense as saying, "Find me a pretext to go to war with Iraq." Miller claimed the reporters didn't know that. All journalists are manipulated and all politicians lie. Stewart then focused on the aluminum tube articles on the front page of the New York Times in September 2002 titled, "U.S. Says Hussein Intensifies Quest for A-Bomb Parts," about Iraqi buildings, banned weapons, that Miller wrote with Michael Gordon. Stewart picked out a line where an unnamed source said, "We don't want the smoking gun to be a mushroom cloud," stating that the phrase came from the White House Iraqi group 5 days before she wrote the article, even though, quote, "you said the information doesn't come from them." Stewart said, and Miller lost sight of that by not reporting it. This administration was very clearly pushing a narrative. While Miller claimed she reported, quote, "what the intelligence community believes," Stewart said she wrote what the White House was feeding her. He concluded, "Obviously, we are never going to see eye to eye on it. I appreciate you coming on the program. These discussions always make me incredibly sad because I feel like they point to institutional failure at the highest levels, and no one will take responsibility on it, and they pass the buck." Miller replied, "I think they point to intelligence failures that I still worry about. We're still relying on the same information on Iran, North Korea, Pakistan, and the other countries." Stewart said, "Hopefully, giving the same effort, we'll get to invade them soon," ending the interview with a dry laugh. A prisoner sharing the police van with Freddie Gray, whose death has sparked riots in Baltimore and wall-to-wall media attention, claims he was, quote, "intentionally trying to injure himself." According to police records obtained by the Washington Post, the unnamed prisoner said he was, quote, "banging against the walls." The documents were released to the newspaper under the condition the prisoner would remain anonymous. No further information was released that offers a glimpse into what happened to the 25-year-old man on April 12th. Cable news networks have covered the new developments Thursday morning, speaking to law enforcement officials and experts on whether the Post report negates the widespread theory that shady police activity led to Gray's death. After being arrested by police, Gray was unconscious 45 minutes later when he arrived at the police station. He suffered a spinal injury, dying April 19th. On CNN's Newsday Thursday morning, Congressman Keith Ellison said he doesn't buy the prisoner's claim. He said, if you are charged with a crime in custody and the officers come to you and say, hey, somebody's saying that we beat up Freddie, did you see anything like that? Oh, no, sir. Come on, it's pretty transparent. The media and protesters were under the assumption that findings in Gray's death would be released Friday to the public, but officials announced Wednesday the evidence would instead be released to the state's attorney, Marilyn Mosby. CNN, Fox News, and MSNBC have covered the riots in Baltimore heavily since Monday. The story's coverage has resembled that of Ferguson, Missouri in 2014, in the aftermath of the grand jury's decision not to indict Officer Darren Wilson for the death of black teenager Michael Brown. The ongoing protests in Baltimore over the death of Freddie Gray continues to capture the attention of people across the country, including Orange is the New Black actress Danielle Brooks. Brooks said while taping an upcoming episode of the Raps Drinking with the Stars on season 3 of her hit Netflix original series, it's a really rough world we are living in, especially with everything going on in Baltimore. She also added, I've been watching a lot of CNN and we're focusing on all of the looting and these rough, tough kids. But we have to start talking about the issues, the cause, stop and frisk, and all of those things so we can figure it out, she added. Baltimore police made 235 arrests on Monday with tensions flared following the funeral of Gray, who died after suffering severe spinal injuries while in police custody. As tensions soared, dozens of cars, buildings went up in flames, and 20 officers were injured. The following night, a week-long citywide curfew was imposed from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. As the curfew took effect, there were brief disturbances, but police officials said overall it helped ease the violence. Brooke, who pays Tasty Jefferson on Orange is the New Black, believes many protesters took to the streets as a way to speak out. She said, these are kids that want to be heard. They might not know the right way to do it. Who is our leader? We had Malcolm X. We had Martin Luther King Jr. We are in a world that is changing with social media now where everyone is tweeting, and it's so easy to tweet about something and the whole country knows it. The actress from Augusta, Georgia added, I'm not saying I am that person. I am not a politician. I very rarely talk about issues like this except on my own social media. Tidal, the music streaming service purchased by Jay-Z in January, announced Thursday that the service is expanding into 8 new markets: New Zealand, Israel, Monaco, Liechtenstein, Andorra, Iceland, Thailand, and Malaysia. With this expansion, Tidal is now available in 43 countries globally, including the U.S., Canada, United Kingdom, Ireland, Finland, the Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, Italy, South Africa, and the Czech Republic. Tidal offered 25 million songs and over 75,000 videos. It also gives its members access to exclusive music, videos, tickets, and merchandises for artists like Rihanna and Beyonce. The streaming service launched last year before it was bought by Jay-Z for a reported $56 million. He relaunched the app at a star-studded gathering that featured Kanye West, Madonna, and The Mouse on March 30th. Tidal is seen as a rival to Spotify, though it doesn't have a free ad-supported version. Standard definition streaming starts at $9.99 a month, and a high-definition audio version goes for $19.99. Despite its lofty goals, Tidal has been targeted with a barrage of criticism, not just from fans, but performers alike, including Def Cab for Cutie singer Ben Gibbard. Gibbard said, I think they totally blew it by bringing out a bunch of millionaires and billionaires and propping them up on stage and then having them all complain about not being paid. That's why this thing is going to fail miserably. Despite the backlash, Jay-Z maintained that the company will be all right and tweeted, Tidal is just doing fine. We have over 770,000 subs. We have been in business less than 1 month. He also asked that fans and critics give the service time to find its legs. The iTunes stores wasn't built in a day, the enterprising rapper wrote. It took Spotify 9 years to be successful. Absolutely Fabulous is officially heading to the big screen. Creator and star of the hit British sitcom Jennifer Saunders confirmed that the Absolute Fabulous movie will begin filming later this year. She broke the news Wednesday on UK talk show Loose Women after being asked if there was going to be a movie. She said, Yes, there is, adding that she initially rejected the idea. I didn't do it for a while because I thought, wouldn't it be awful if it was awful? But now we're all so old. Joanna Lumley says, do it before we all die. The cult BBC series first aired from 1995 to 1992 to 1995, wrapping up with a two-part finale event in 1996. Then it was revived from 2001 to 2004, and once again for 3 television specials for Christmas 2011 to the London Olympics in summer 2012. Saunders told the ITV talk show there's a plot for the movie, and that's the miracle. It involves all the main characters and virtually everyone that's ever been in the series. All those characters, and we're in London, and sometimes we might go to the south of France, I'm hoping. She also added, I'm waiting for the budget. It could be anywhere. If it's a big budget, it will be the Bahamas. I've got another deadline on May 8th, and then we'll probably do it in the autumn. Starring Saunders, Joanna Lumley, Julia Swahala, June Whitfield, and Jane Horrocks, Absolute Fabulous follows Edna Monsoon, played by Saunders, a heavy-drinking, drug-abusing PR agent who spends her time chasing bizarre fads in a desperate attempt to stay young and hip. Along for the ride is his best friend and enabler, Patsy Stone, played by Lumley, whose drug abuse, alcohol consumption, and promiscuity far eclipses even Edina's. The voice of reason it was Edina's daughter, Saffron, played by Swahala, the most grounded of the bunch. Starz released its first quarter 2015 financials on Thursday before the U.S. stock markets opened, reported earnings per share of 79 cents on $450.7 million in revenue. Both numbers topped industry estimates. Wall Street had forecast EPS of 63 cents on $436.1 million in revenue, according to numbers compiled by Yahoo Finance. Zacks saw the per-sharing earnings a penny lower. Starz finished the quarter with 23.7 million subscribers, adding 400,000 users during this 3-month period and setting another overall internal record. That total number is good enough to stay in front of Showtime. Starz trails only HBO among widely distributed flagship premium pay TV networks. Sister channel Encore closed first quarter with 33.8 million subscribers. And in a related story, during a February earnings call and a Deutsche Bank media conference in March, Starz CEO Chris Alberich described the pay TV service in Lionsgate Entertainment as kissing cousins. If billionaire John Malone had his way, the two companies would have been even closer than that. Malone recently became a shareholder in Lionsgate, swapping a portion of his stake in Starz for Lionsgate stocks, as well as a seat on Lionsgate's board of directors. But according to two individuals with the knowledge of the matter, the transaction only occurred after the acquisition talks between Starz and Lionsgate fizzled. The Wrap has previously reported that Starz was seeking a buyer last fall. The company's stock closed at $38 a share on Wednesday, a significant increase from when talks with Fox were reported on in September 2014. The individual with knowledge says that in addition to Fox, Starz has conversations with Viacom and Sony. A Starz spokeswoman declined to comment. According to the insider, several factors kept a Lionsgate deal from happening, including Starz' valuation. ABC has canceled Revenge after 4 seasons, The Hollywood Reporter has confirmed. The final episode of the primetime soap will air May 10th. The decision to end Revenge should come as no surprise given that the 4-year-old show has been creatively wrapping up its ongoing mythology. The series recently wore out. Star Madeline Stowe's Victoria Grayson and lead Emily Van Camp have been looking to further explore her feature film career, following roles in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, as well as The Girl in the Book, among others. The move comes as Revenge has seen its ratings fortune dwindle. Since its breakout start 4 years ago, the series saw showrunner Mike Kelly exit and its goodwill among critics fade after its sophomore run. The most recent season has averaged 1.8 ratings among adults 18 to 49 in Live Plus 7. In a related story, Helix will not live to see a 3rd season. Syfy has opted to cancel the drama after 2 seasons, The Hollywood Reporter has learned. The Sony Pictures television drama stars Billy Campbell, hailed from executive producer Stephen Medea and Ron Moore, and finished its sophomore run earlier this month. The drama revolves around Centers for Disease Control pathologist Dr. Alan Fergat, the Killings Campbell, and his estranged ex-wife Dr. Julia Walker, played by Kira Zagorski, after they're sent to the Arctic to investigate a mysterious disease outbreak. The drama concluded second season with an average of 563,000 total viewers, with its ultimate series finale scoring a series low of 440,000 total viewers. That's down from its record-breaking freshman run, which saw the series set Live Plus 3 DVR records when its 1.8 million total viewers grew to 2.8 million viewers. That helped set records among the key adults 18 to 49 and 25 to 54 demographics. Suez Canal UK has released the first trailer for Brian Helgeland's crime drama Legend, which stars Tom Hardy as notorious twin gangsters Ronald and Reginald Craig. The dialogue-free trail is set to Roy Orbison's song Running Scared and show a glimpse of the supporting cast led by Emily Browning, Christopher Eccleston, David Thewlis, Chaz Palminteri, and Kingsman star Taron Egerton. The craze ruled over London in the 50s and 60s, and their story was previously adapted for the big screen in a 1990 film that was directed by Peter Medak. Cross Creek Pictures and Working Title teamed to produce the film, which hails from 42 director Helgeland, who won an Oscar for writing LA Confidential. Legend will hit UK theaters in September, though Universal has not set a US release date. Should it debut this year as expected, it would be the fifth 2015 release for Hardy, who can be currently seen in Child 44 and next stars in Mad Max Fury Road, as well as the murder mystery musical London Road. He also co-stars opposite Leonardo DiCaprio in Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu's The Revenant. A sequel to the surprise blockbuster Kingsman: The Secret Service is in works at Fox. There was no announcement by the studio or a timeable, but there will be a follow-up to the R-rated comic book adaptation directed by Matthew Vaughn and starring Oscar winner Colin Firth. Individuals with knowledge of the project told the Wrap. It makes sense. The London set Kingsman: The Secret Service crossed the $400 million mark at the global box office this weekend. It generated most of that, about $275 million, from abroad. It became clear Fox had a hit on its hands when it opened to $41 million against 50 Shades of Grey over the President's Day holiday weekend in the U.S. Samuel L. Jackson, Michael Caine, and Taron Egerton co-star in The Kingsman, which had an $80 million production budget. Vaughn also co-wrote with Jane Goldman and produced the film, which was based on the comic book The Secret Service, created by Mark Millar and Dave Gibbons. Bruce Jenner appeared with his ex-wives Linda Thompson and Christy Scott in a post posted to Scott's Instagram account. Thompson, who married Jenner in 1981 and gave birth to two sons during their romantic relationship, detailed how the Olympian shared the secret he had been hiding from the public his entire life and how it affected their family in a Huffington Post blog titled How Living and Loving Bruce Jenner Changed My Life Forever. Thompson wrote, when Brody was about 18 months old and Brandon was about 3.5 years old, Bruce came to me one day with a very somber look on his face and said, there's something about me that I really need to tell you, something you need to know. I truly thought he might possibly tell me that he had had an affair while on the road, but that's not what he wanted to confess to me. Bruce told me that he identified as a woman. Scott married Jenner in 1972, and the couple divorced in 1981. She detailed how Jenner first told her that he was transgender in an interview with Good Morning America. Scott said, it was such a shock to me, but he opened up his heart and confessed. He said he had to share this deep, dark secret, and he told me he always wanted to be a woman, and understandably, I was speechless. I didn't really know what to say. Bruce Jenner's interview with Diane Sawyer, during which the former Olympian discussed his transition from man to woman, was a ratings blockbuster for ABC, ranking as the night's top-rated program and pushing 2020 to a 15-year high. And finally, comedian Kristen Wiig certainly looked like she could be on HBO's Game of Thrones on Wednesday's Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, but she didn't sound it. While the signature platinum braided hair and flowing glow of the mother of dragons Daenerys Targaryen and a dragon perched on her shoulder, the actress tried to keep a straight face while being questioned by Jimmy Fallon. Here's a clip of that.
Gosh, what an honor. What an honor this is.
Thank you so much.
Now, oh my goodness, this is just so exciting for me. Khaleesi,
Yes.
of course, means queen.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Well, remind me again, what is your real name?
Karen.
Karen, I always had that.
Karen.
Now, Tell me a little bit about yourself. I mean, where are you originally from?
The forest. I live in the forest on a mountain.
Oh my gosh, you really do?
Yep.
In like a hut, or do you want to?
In a like a dome that I made
You just made a dome.
out of dirt and sticks
Oh gosh.
with all my dragons. That
Do you?
the dragons helped me build it.
And do you just lose your accent, or?
No.
Oh. Okay. Now it's a beautiful dress, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
These are
That's
my
it.
breath.
Now this is one of yours.
Yes.
This is one of your dragons.
Yep. This.
And this, how many?
Yep.
What is? Does he have a name?
Carl. Carlicia.
Carlicia. I want to try a thing with you, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
We do this on the show all the time.
All right.
It's called rapid fire questions.
Oh, great.
Rapid fire round.
It's time for rapid fire. Khaleesi, thank you so much again
Oh,
for being
you're
here. I
welcome.
appreciate this. Ready, Khaleesi. Favorite food?
Meat. The raw, the better.
Meat, the roar of the bed. Yeah. Favorite article of clothing?
Long skirts.
Favorite greeting?
Hi.
Favorite vacation spot?
The west elm of the shore.
Khaleesi, do you have any hobbies? What are your hobbies?
I play the mandolin.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
And what do you do for fun besides dancing and playing the mandolin?
I do spells on people.
Like a witch type of thing?
No?
I don't know. Sure.
No.
Sure
I
you
also
can.
tell jokes. I've been doing some stand-up.
You have been doing some stand-up,
Yeah.
And do you have any? Could you do any tonight for us at all? A couple?
Well, I don't know if you'll get it. It's about like rocks and like swords and stuff.
Okay, so it's about rocks and swords.
Yeah.
That's basically what your stand-up is about.
Just those two things.
Do you watch movies at all?
I don't know what that is.
Well, a movie is it's film. It's a bunch of actors acting out a story.
Okay, actors I know.
And it's projected through light and magic and onto a screen.
Okay, now I get it.
Now you get it. Yeah, it's the magic. Yeah. Well, I can.
There you go. And as your entertainment report for Thursday, April 30th, 2015, I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to wrap the entire week up, delivering some of the major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, or on Twitter @The Enter Report. You can listen to this show or this episode or any previous episodes of the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio anytime you want. Just go to iHeart.com and search for the Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Have a great day, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.